In the dead of winter, the month of January may have some of you guessing and thinking that it was quite a month of nothingness. But in the year of 1995, many interesting and intriguing things occurred. Picture yourself at your typical middle school dance, and in the background, you hear that song you love so much and always dance to. The song you're thinking of is Cotton Eye Joe by Rednecks. Believe it or not, this entertaining song was in the top 5 of hits in the United Kingdom. And this is only one example of the many riveting happenings that occurred in January of 1995. I will be covering what happened socially, economically, and environmentally. First, America was faced with quite the social epiphany. On January 24th, 1995, the most engaging trial took place. This trial was the unforgettable murder trial with Mr. O.J. Simpson. Now, most of you are pretty familiar with this case, where O.J. was accused of murdering his ex-wife, Miss Nicole Brown Simpson, and her acquaintance Ronald Goldman. Quoted by Mr. Doug Linder, 95 million television viewers witnessed the slow police chase live. The 133 days of televised courtroom testimony turned countless viewers into Simpson trial junkies. And all of this took place and began in January of 1995. Another social happening was the popular group called Boyz II Men. Now, most of you are pretty familiar with their song titled I'll Make Love to You. Well, they also released a very successful single titled On Bended Knee. And this reached number 1 in the top pop hit charts all throughout the nation in the month of January. Not only was this country booming with social happenings, but also they had some major economic investments. On the very last day of January, Mr. President, who was Mr. Bill Clinton at the time, made a huge call for this country. On January 31st, he extended $20 billion of a loan to Mexico to prevent their economic collapse. This event can be known as the first time the fund had been used to help stabilize a foreign currency. Now, Mr. Bill Clinton had to make this very hard and difficult situation and decision because he wanted to maintain the alliance that we had built with Mexico and keep friendly relationships with Mexican citizens. Another occurrence was the pricing of your typical daily purchases. Now, today the average price of a dozen eggs can range from about $1.73 to about $1.82, depending on where you live. Now, eggs were averaged at about 87 cents in January of 1995. Now, if we look at that mathematically, that is almost doubled in price. Now, considering gas prices, you would see the average sitting at about $1.09 in the year of 1995, whereas now it averages at about $2.58. Now, in between the 20 years of this time, the gas prices have completely fluctuated depending on the demand, depending on the availability. It just depended. But it is still very interesting to think about how much that this country has changed economically. But also, I want to discuss with you what happened environmentally. There struck disaster. Lastly, I want to inform you of the major event that occurred on January 17th, 1995. 5,502 people confirmed killed. 36,896 injured, and extensive damage in the Kobe area and on Iwo Jima. This was quoted by earthquake.usgs.gov. This earthquake made history in Kobe, Japan, with its groundbreaking magnitude of 6.9. Not only were buildings destroyed, not only were panicked individuals evacuated, but countless lives were lost. In the short time of 14 to 20 seconds, all of this disaster occurred. To me, that is incredible. That all of this occurred, all of this damage, completely changed the lives of thousands of people just in 14 seconds. This was, as quoted by Mr. David Brezen, the strongest earthquake in Western Japan since 1923. Now, the reconstruction of this city didn't even begin until 2 years after this natural disaster. And still, many individuals were without homes and enduring the suffering consequences of the heartless earthquake. In conclusion, there sure were a wide range of occurrences in this world that happened in the month of 1995. Whether it was socially, economically, or environmentally, this world saw some of the best and the worst times in history. You were intrigued by the case of O.J. Simpson, led by President Clinton, and saw the devastating results of a natural disaster called an earthquake. What would have thought to be a dead month 20 years ago turned out to be quite the history maker. Thank you.